Okay, just a second here, folks. Let me adjust things a little. Okay. It's going to be a bit of a different video today. I'm going to, of course, do stuff with the game and stuff like that too, but I had a really weird issue, you know? And when I researched it was strange because apparently, uh, during COVID, it was hard to get, PC parts and stuff like that. And I had a Dell computer that, I got secondhand and had 16 gigabytes of RAM and some kind of lesser graphics card in it. So I went and got a 1660 Super and had them put it in and upgrade the power supply so I could handle it, all that. And I was doing, basic Unreal Engine stuff with Unreal Engine 4, which that's 1660 Super is fine for, and 16 gig of RAM was fine for Unreal 4, but you need to go up higher for Unreal 5, which this PC I will go and upgrade sometime in the next couple of months to 32 or maybe 48 gigabytes of RAM. And then I'll be doing a lot more stuff. That's the plan. That's the plan. I got a decent enough roommate, I think, it'll work out. He's, you know, he's in a bind too, so it's kind of like he's got enough brains to stick around for a while. He said at least a year or so. So that gives me enough time to sort of save up for, stuff. So I wake up one day and I'm using this other piece, older PC now, out in the living room just to stream. So he and maybe his girlfriend can sit and watch a movie or whatever when they come over or whatever. She comes over or whatever. So I go to turn the machine on for him, right? And it tells me before it boots up that there's something, the BIOS is done with the memory, right? So I let it boot up, and half the memory's missing. So I go to research this, and people with 32 and 64 gigabytes of memory on Dell computers were suddenly waking up to a firmware update that just canceled half the memory for no reason. Because then I find out it's because you didn't have memory they wanted you to have. Well, I hate to bust Dell's asshole in half here, but the memory that's been sitting in that machine for what, 3, 4, 5 years, that's worked perfectly fine. And how I know it's not the memory that's the problem? You turn the machine off, you swap the sticks around in the spots, turn it back on, and it works perfectly fine. But you still got only 8 gigabytes of memory. So it's not the stick of memory, it's them doing this. And who gives. And I did not ask for this update. They did one of those sneaky Windows update bullshit things. Yeah, yeah. And then there was another update, and it still didn't fix this shit. So, yeah. And you can't roll back apparently on Windows. See, I haven't updated it from Windows 10 to 11 either. You can't update that and fix it via going to Windows 11. It won't do it. So, I mean, what's the sense now of even bothering with this machine? It's garbage. So this is where I say to people, if you have this problem where uh, you woke up in the last month or sometime in the last couple of months and you got half memory and you don't know why and you haven't been able to fix it or you don't want to do this scary as hell BIOS update bullshit that could wreck your computer anyway if you screw it up, um, let me know in the comments because this is the kind of shit that gets a class action lawsuit going, where a bunch of us get together and go, hey, let's get a lawyer and sue these stupid idiots. Okay, especially when suddenly RAM prices go through the fucking roof because of AI, right? And they're invested in AI, so they're screwing us and doing it intentionally. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, now we're all getting it. Force everybody to go buy a specific RAM chip. One that maybe you got some investment in. Corporate pricks. What the fucking hell? Right? I mean, they just lost another class action lawsuit in July. Had to settle that one out. I mean, Jesus H Christ, these people, you know, this planet's gonna have to pass some laws about corporations. We're gonna have to get them early in line, because if we don't, humanity's not gonna make it. It just won't make it, right? You can't keep taking and taking and taking from the middle and bottom. Eventually, they have nothing to give, and then when you try to take more, there's nothing left, and you collapse, and then everything is gone. Everything. It just, how much is enough? Like, screw off with that. Now, mind you, it's lucky for Dell, A, that the streaming service I ordered out there, the two of them, are both 1080p, the standard with ads ones, because I got offered really cheap $5 a month for a year things from Netflix and Disney, okay? For that. All right, that's why I did that. Because if I had a 2K or 4K monitor out there and they pulled this shit, I wouldn't be able to use 2K or 4K, and I'd have to downgrade, which might cost me more money too. Imagine more people with 2K monitors. Lots of people do now, and you pull this shit. Right? Like, hey, the simple solution is to restore the firmware to where you can use different memory modules, as long as 8 gig is 8 gig. Okay? I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know what else to say. I mean, they've been sitting in there for, I think I've had that machine for 4 years, 5 years, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years. And it's new enough that it can get the Windows 10 upgrade, because it keeps bugging me, or Windows 11 upgrade, so it's got hardware that can go. So don't tell me to bullshit, and I haven't altered it at all. So, boo, boo. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. Anyway. And that's all it's used for out there. Okay? That's it. That's it. Anyway. So we're up to level 97. I'm just doing the stuff to level to 100, just to get the points. Let me see what was my brain doing. I got all this maxed out. I think I'm just doing this stuff here. Problem is, every time I do that, it costs me more energy, and I had energy way down here. Now it's sorted, so I don't have to worry about it. What's this one do? Lots of damage done dead there. This is a buff, but this isn't. Hardy har har. That's just strange, isn't it? I might drop that in the next 3 points just to see what it does. Mind you, this is just insane what it does for damage. I'll show you. Well, let's go for a little walk. What am I on anyway? Let's go clean up my inventory. A little. There, yeah. Let me do this. Oh yeah, I got lots of stuff here. We'll do that. I was doing some devotion point hunting, and going down here to get this for 2 and 3, right? Which does 8, because then I can get over here and do fire, and some crit and movement speed, burn, yum, 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 yum. Burn. Problem right there, though. See, already in use. That's the problem with this class. I found that I only needed 1 power. But hey, I mean, you could drop one in and put it here if you see. Then you got to use your fingers on the keyboard. I like some automation in my gaming. You know, I just run around and go boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I was doing devotion point hunting. Cross the bridge near Twin Falls, or travel, So I went as far as Twin Falls, probably. Let me go have a look again. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where I just... Look, I'm not the kind of person who likes lawsuits or rely on law. Etc. Because that's the problem with the USA. Okay? You're either a lawyer, a soldier, a cop, or a military guy, or an actor. Those are the 5 main jobs. Or musician, actor, musician. Those are the 6 jobs in the USA. Everyone else is an accountant that has to account for them all. Because they got all the money, those people. That's it. There's nothing else, man. They're getting rid of all the scientists and doctors real quick. You know what I mean? Geez, I don't want food from the United States. I don't want to travel to the United States. I don't want an American near me. Excuse me for a second here. Clear my throat. Okay. Done this one? Yes, I have. It's already restored. Let's see something here. Okay, so I went this far. Yeah, alright. Anyway. Like, you know, like, here's my view of the economy, okay, and it works. The more money you give to the bottom end, okay, these days, and the middle, okay, the better your economy is, okay? It's got nothing to do with your rich guys, okay? Because Every time you make someone a billionaire, they'll never be able to spend that much money. So, if let's say in their lifetime they end up spending like 300 million, so 700 million was taken from the economy and never given back. I just want you to ponder that, okay? So when you give somebody who's on disability or needs help money and they spend it locally in the economy, who gets that money? People locally, which then drives more people to have jobs. Come on, would you fuck off with these stupid birds? That's why I hate doing this part. That's why I probably stopped. Anyway, so, you take somebody who's got 10 billion or 100 billion. You see the problem? Suddenly, I'm just going to ignore these guys. They can't hurt me. Suddenly, you've got a situation where you're taking massive amounts from your economy and it's doing nothing. It really does. It does nothing. You could take the top 100 billionaires and fire them off into fucking space, and their money with them, and it would do nothing, because the economy's already been whacked by them. Is it this way I go? I can't remember. No, it's not. Just gonna ignore everything now. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it doesn't mean that, and I think some of the far left have it wrong to say that we should be taxing everybody that makes over this much of that. Well, no, you shouldn't. What you should do is go after people that have like more than 5 billion. Anybody with more than 5 billion, that's it. You're done. No more. 100%. There's no reason to make more money. None. Zero. Or say 90%. It's just zero. Like, you're just an economic terrorist at that point. That's all you are. And I also would say, if in Canada we have these laws for election spending and stuff that says one person can donate X amount of money, and it's a small amount. So it's like $1,700 now or something like that. And it's the same with a corporation or a union. They can only donate $1,700. That should be the rule in the United States, let's say. Okay? That fixes a ton of frickin' problems there about lobbying. And that brings me to lobbying. That should be made almost illegal. I say almost. The only time you should be lobbying, okay, is if it's on behalf of an entire sector of the economy where a policy you have will destroy or wreck it or something like that. Don't come to me talking about you want to rip everybody else off and make more money, and then you'll just slide me a check in the background. That's not lobbying. That's bribing. Anybody who says otherwise is just full of shit. And that's the Conservative Party. And most of the parties, in fact, do that. It's kind of sad. Here we go. Do that. What am I gonna do, kid? Points, eh? So now 27% of the time I'll do that on top of whatever I'm doing. I think that's how that works. Huh. There we go. Now I got 7 points left. 59, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 4, 5. 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. Yay. Might even not finish that and put a point somewhere else where I get a bonus instead. Hello, Elsa.
Watch your back.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. See? Just walk through everything. La 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 la. See? Not even afraid anymore. I'll show you the armor and equipment once I get through here and get the last of the devotion points. Won't be long.
Well, if it isn't my old... I haven't been in touch. I came upon these...
And just so everybody knows, I wanted to tell you about my YouTube channel a bit. Now, it has about 600 and something subscribers. And here's the kicker. More than 500 or so of them are all monetized. I either help them or they've got there themselves and then found me and liked the kind of things I was doing, and some of them use some of the Unreal Engine stuff in other specific ways to enhance their channels. So I've got some value to them, right? And it averages that the sub count for each of them is about 4.5K. All right, just so you know that. Okay, so that's a reach of about 2.5 million, right? Okay, so it's not such a small thing that I'm running here that it's a joke. And some other idiots have found out the hard way, about that kind of crap when they started getting mouthy and clippy and band happy and trippy on their own channels. Okay, I could mention a certain Stargate channel. Oh, here we go. Fight. Gotta get out of that. See? It's the blood shit. Oh, I'll come back and fight them. It's okay. See, it's this thing. I run out of it. There. Chaos. -9. Yeah. It was here. There's only 2 of them left, though, so that's fine. Why? Oh, wait, I don't need to go there. I can do this. There we go. But anyway, yeah, so the rub is, what was I talking about there? Before I got interrupted by that. Forget, man. Anyway. Oh yeah, the channel. Yeah, so and this new guy moved in and he was, like most new people, he runs in and out a lot, and the problem with that is that there was somebody in the building that had really bad habits, and you could get on the elevator and it was just terrible smelling. And he would come back, and this guy sniffles a lot, so you obviously know he can't smell very well. But it was terrible, and it would make you sick. Okay. And I told him, I says, listen, man, you gotta, this is serious shit. There's a guy down the hallway that got something from the, and it's like, and on I go, right? So I start opening up the door to air out the apartment, and this guy's crying about it. And this is what led to me the other day getting upset and everything. It's like, Jesus, man, if you can't smell that, just go ask anybody in the building, okay? And they did eventually get rid of that person. So I'm assuming whatever's left is from somebody else near them that probably hasn't been undisaffected or whatever. Here we go. Come on, jerks. There, I got it. I can just go over here and wait until that goes away. These hammers are pretty good. They make it so you can wade into the battle a little better. Go away, hammer. Okay. And now I get some new loot. Woohoo! Hey. Oh yeah, I gotta go across the bridge first. Here they come. I'm just gonna go over there and kill them. No. It's that chaos shit. See the game? This isn't even a chaos area and they're bringing it to you. That's what this game does. It says, oh, he's low on chaos. Let's send every monster we have that's chaos at him. Even if it's not appropriate for the area. Yummy, yummy. Fire damage. Whoops. See, one thing also I noticed was, you know when it pulses and kills things? It's more damage than this. I saw it flashing 72, 72, 72. So, yeah. It's hard to have a user interface that shows everything when it doesn't show everything. Like there's issues here, like, okay, there's blazing charge. Look at that. Nice, eh? That's that there, right? But it doesn't show the real heavy hitter here, which is this one, right? Because that's the one that is doing the damage constantly, right? See? Watch. Here, I'll move up here. See, 73. Now I gotta find Buddy's dead wife. Somewhere over here. No? Huh. Oh, where's your dead wife, man? Not up here. No. I find his wife? Go away for a minute here. We gotta be in here then. So I gotta go around there to the left. Or this way. Oh, it's right there. Okay. It's on the bridge. Yeah, some of the upgrades I did made me move slower. It's annoying. Alright, time to leave. Don't like me doing well. Gone. Come on, let's go. Anyway. Yeah. technically, give me a second here. Now that I'm done that, oh yeah, there's one more area to get another point. I forgot. So you wander back out here, back through here, the way you came in. Here, around here. Sometimes it's blocked. Sometimes you can get through down through here. Sometimes you gotta go up around, that's all. It's like you gotta go up there instead of through here. But you come, both times you come straight across here. You just get another devotion point. Ah. Why is my right click not working? Weird. Come on here. Yay, some movement speed. 5% movement speed. Yeah, it feels a little more zippy. Now, you just open this up. Back to Dead Man's Gulch. And you wander across here. Wait a minute here. Oh, it was, wrong one. Sorry, my bad. This one, Prospector's Trail. I think this is the one. Yep. And then you just walk to Homestead. Then you do the Dermatermin thing and all that. You get another one there. Come on, keep following me. I couldn't hit that guy because he was sitting on the thing. How about that? Here's a bug. I had to wait for my power to sink him. Then go over here.
These are...
Yeah. You gotta go over here. I don't know if you talked to anybody yet. I don't think so. No. You gotta go get the people you left at Dead Man's Gulch. Yeah, sorry your wife's dead. It's terrible.
So how doomed I could work?
I haven't even done much of that.
I wasn't sure you'd make it. I wish that was the end of our troubles. I'm going to check.
Uh-huh.
I'll skip the pleasant. The Legion is split on two fronts. To the north.
Yeah. Sure, lady. What do you want? Okay. Why did you do that? I wasn't even aiming there. The mouse was not even close to that. Another problem with these types of games. They just like to wander you when you come near stairs. Hey. Let's see more damage. Flash. Okay. Any more of these silly things around over here? Oh, I've already done them. Never mind. Let's just go get the devotion point. It's a little weak on this, so I might spend the last point in spirit. Ooh. There it is. Yay! Other guys up here. Here we go. Yay. Time to get the queen. I don't even want to know where you get the sound of flies. I just don't. Putting a hamburger on the windowsill on a hot day for a week. But I needed the sound for my video game. Trying times.
There was much commotion. I see your reputation. My scouts have reported back from the land.
The one you... Just the person I'm looking for. There are 2 other groups of... I have come to represent Kaiman's...
Let me out of here. So what am I doing here? Kill the non-believers. Okay, no problem, boss. How do I get out of here? Go over here first. That. Back this way. Decide to say hi to this guy.
May the light of Empyrean
Yeah. Are these the seals? Yes. You go kill a guy and then you'll get a level. I'll get a level before I get there, but anyway. Let's go do that. Then I'll go have breakfast. There's another devotion point thingy up this way anyway. Get in there. Put it into that. And, let's see. 34,000. Up here, eh? Almost died there. Almost. shit. Three of them, eh? Let's wait until this pops back up so I can get rid of this quick. There we go. Yeah, baby. Now you see why you do those? Higher levels, you get lots of nice loot. Lots of nice loot. Let them all die horribly. There. We'll go up there and we'll get the this dude. It's 4. There'll be another one up here somewhere. There it is. How do I get to that? 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 Go all the way around. Done. Didn't need to do it, but anyway. So even if you are weak against... See, this just shows you, eh? I'm like, what? At 6% versus chaos? And still managing only to... If you gotta pay attention not to die. That's all. So if you're really wasted and not paying attention... Don't go to the chaos area. Let me just go to here. Bastion. See, there was a mod for Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate 2 that after you were done the game, you got to keep, and you had to upgrade it a little bit, and then you had random quests that kept happening, and it kept you a little bit engaged. I remember that like years ago, and I don't know where to get it. It would be fun to do that, you know, kind of do a little role play off it or something like that. But if a game did that in here, you know, where, okay, after all this, you get a little keep, you get a little thing, and in between DLCs, you would have your own little, you know, thing to run after, and it would have you do things, right? Forget about bounties, but you're not, like, you know, why be a bounty hunter? They should make you like a lord or something. That makes me feel more important. Why am I just a thug running around? I just thoughts out of my brain, but hey.
See anything you like?
See anything you like? Vitality, lightning, fire. Yeah, sure. Where are they? Orwell's revolver. Rare belt. Why do I care about a rare belt?
Iron well spent.
That's why I never got that. Anyway, let's just finish up our quests. Some of them. We'll call this a video. Oh, I'll show you the equipment and everything that I'm wearing. The homestead. And I think I gotta go back to the other place too.
I am told that I could not. When the Legion was forced to abandon the capital, we made
Yeah. Okay. Go over here. You got one of them done. Yeah. Okay. Over here. Over here. Down here. And yeah, I have Diablo 4, but they just kept doing things that really, I don't know. Game's just, it's not even the same people that made that game, so like, yeah. I mean, it wants, what they want it to be is Path of Exile.
I don't know what you did.
That's, and all the Path of Exile people just fly in going, yay! Meanwhile, then they go back to Path of Exile 2 and, you know, or whatever, you know? Now we ruined another game. A game that used to be, you could play offline, single player, which, you know, they did make Diablo 2 reforged that way, but Diablo 3, you can't do that. I mean, Diablo 3 looked cartoony. And then they go to the other extreme where they make the new game look too realistic and dark, right? Whereas I really think they should just take the Diablo 2 engine and just make new stuff, right? Why not? I mean, take the time and you'll have a hit and you'll make millions and millions and millions. Approach a big IP holder and do a game for them. Like, it's not hard. I don't know what is wrong with these people that are running all our corporations for gaming. It's like they're joining the dark side of movies and television and the Trumpers and MAGA that just want to wreck it all and have everybody's a permanent hand in our wallets for no content. It drives me nuts. And then they make it impossible for anyone else to do anything. That's what all this hardware price increases is. It's to drive everybody else out of the market. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's why, hey, whatever. You save up, you get the pieces, you do whatever. The problem is, this drives the prices of games up on everybody because these people are driving the hardware prices up for the developers too. It does have an effect because they got to get the really high-end hardware so they can cover everything. I think we should stop doing that. I think we should just start making games that don't, you know, screw these people that want to buy top end everything. Screw you. You're an idiot. Class A idiots. Anyway, okay, let's go through the hardware I have on this class. So I took this, the rigid shell. I can do something different with that, I guess now. I don't need the physique. In fact, let's go do that.
Got something you need stashed?
I gotta go make
I'll
some.
keep an eye on this. What brings you to my forge? If you find any blueprints, bring them back here.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Okay, I'm wondering, why would I want that? Oh, it's the 10% of health. Okay. There we go. And let's see. Okay, we're done there. Okay. And we took this. We can upgrade these, by the way, to the mythic whatevers. I didn't bother. There's different things for it. I took this because it's got really nice elemental whatever from another experiment, which failed. But this part was good. We took this here. We can maybe find, there's a mythic version of this that you can go get, right? You might be able to find something with +1 doll skills that's higher level, but I doubt it. Yeah, pants are a weak part of this whole thing. Took this again, kept this, right? This is +2 skills to all the paladin. We got this ring, right? Okay. ×2. We got this here, and we got this here, right there. Now, as far as skills,
Bring me back something interesting.
I just added these two as you saw in the video. This one here, this one here. And we go across here, right? And we do all these. I can take a point off. Oh, actually, no, that's a buff. Sorry. And we go across here. We go across here. And we go across here. And we go back over to the paladin. Went might and night strike. Okay. All the way across. Okay. And then we took holy fire, and that's the poof, poof, poof that blows stuff up. And then we took all its modifiers. Blessed Forge, right? Sanctuary, and Conviction. And of course you got these here. As far as devotion points, we got one or two left to do, and basically what'll happen is, let's see. Where am I here? I'll take that point there, which will give me a lot of burn damage. And then if you wanted to complete that, you could do that, or you might take, let's see, type in fire. It's got to be something you start with. So probably something like that, or there. Stop that. Where's that maze? So you could take this one here, the Magi, which would give you a good amount. That's not a bad one to go with either, because you get attack and casting speed. But again, right? It's one of those things where, right? Now this one actually has some extra things. Oh, neato. So I could put some powers on things now. More relevant. Okay, so you got this one here, that one partially done. You got this one here, this one here, this one here, right? Let's move up here. This one up here, this one here, this one over here. I went down here, down here, down here. So you got this one here as well, and the power there. You notice that the power isn't really, let's see. I might actually put that there. And I bet you it'll get more use now. What's it doing here? Yeah. And some of those circles on the ground, if anybody runs over them, and it'll zap them, plus a little bit of an area of effect. Anyway, so that's this class. I'm going to muck around somewhere with it and upgrade the armor and equipment. And then I do the level 100 video, which is the complete whatever, which I'll do in a few days. Anyway, guys, have a good one.